I think we're getting close. I think we're getting really close to the Cleveland Cavaliers hiring their next head coach. I picked some things up over the weekend. So people gave me a name, and I would just think on the timeline of things, you're getting close to hiring a head coach. We know what's going on with Dan Hurley out there in LA. Supposedly the Lakers or Hurley's going to make his decision today. They might default back to JJ Redick. But nonetheless, I think with where the Cavs sit, the list of names, not shocking. A lot of people that you expected to be on that list. Now, that being said, how many times do you have to interview these people? How many times do you have to sit there and really go through it? And it comes back to the question that is different for you and me. The question that I'm going to ask you sitting at home or at work or wherever you're at, it's a little bit different for you to answer it versus Ryan and I to answer it sitting here. How important is this hire? How important is this hire for the Cavs? Now, Kobe Altman, that answer's got to be, this is the most important thing in my life right now. For you and me, I'd be fine with Borrego. I'm fine with Kenny Atkinson. You want to bring Johnny Bryant? Like, I will talk myself into whoever the next Cavs head coach is. Knowing the season is so far off, the expectations really won't change. But how important is that hire for the Cavs? Who is it going to be? We'll talk about that. We got guards. All right, you take 2 out of 3. That's all I ask from the Miami Marlins. Offense turned around Friday. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. But we have a mission, Ryan. You and I think the city of Cleveland will take this mission up. And that is to get David freaking Fry
He's not making
to the All-Star. He damn well better, okay?
He's not going to.
He has to. Look at the stats. Look what he keeps doing, game in and game out. All right, Ryan's not voting for Fry, so that's all right.
I didn't say that.
Well, then come on, man. Have a little positivity about David Fry making the All-Star team.
I'm just saying.
We'll discuss that. We got some Browns to get to because the superlatives, I guess adjectives probably, describing things, the zip, this and that. David Njoku's got a descriptive word there when talking about the offense under Ken Dorsey. So we'll get to that. I've also got the one storyline for every team in the NFL. So get ready for mandatory minicamp. Are we just going to have stories about who's there and who's not? We'll get to that coming up. And ESPN ranked all of the NBA champions that we have had in the past 25 years. Kevin Pelton came up with his own metric to decide who is actually the best champion that the NBA has had in the past 25 years. I'm just so happy the Cavs can be a part of that. I'll tell you where they rank. An important day in Cavs championship history. And time up, we'll get to the grid. We got to wrap up our serial bracket from last week. We'll debut our bracket from this week. The grid, and folks, it's official. A major announcement from Big Play. We'll get to all of it right here on Monday. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. I said the show. I didn't want to say the show again, but here we are. We start with our major news, the horses for sale. We officially got this done. Ken Miles is going to join us coming up at 10:15. Ken's going to join us. So we teased it last week with Ken, and I felt bad. I was watching the race, man. Sees the Gray was there. Just didn't have it down the stretch, but that's all right. So as you know, Ken Miles, us at Big Play, he's got a venture going with a group of people called My Racehorse. You can buy pieces of a horse. We now have our horse here at Big Play. It is official, and you can be a part of it. So when we had Ken on Thursday, it wasn't done. And we had to like tiptoe around announcing it because they had to send this horse to the SEC. Not that one, the other one. Like the stock exchange thing. They had to get this approved that they could sell pieces of this horse. Ryan, Ken said he thought this might take 3 months. They got it done in 3 days.
Yeah.
And so the horse is up. Here's the easiest thing to do. Go to Twitter, and we'll send this out a lot. But you can go follow Big Play Horse. You go to Big Play Horse. You can download the My Racehorse app or head to the website. And it's just $60. $60 gets you a piece of the Big Play Horse. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know this about horse racing. They don't name the horse. Like, the horse doesn't have a name yet. It is Lahina Luck 2022 because that is the mom of this horse. So apparently the horse just keeps its mom's name and the year until they give it a name. So you can get in on this horse for just $60. I bought a share over the weekend, just one share, $60. And then you're going to get updates. You're going to be a part of naming the horse. You will get updates when they run a race. Like, the app is so cool. And you get all these things. And that's why I want to talk to Ken at 10:15 to lay this all out about like what you get as a owner of this horse, a part owner of this horse. You will get money back. If this horse wins races, you will get a little piece of that. Then you get the exclusive, like, there's events we're going to do. There's going to be, could you imagine if the party that we're going to have if this horse makes one of the Triple Crown races next year? Like, it's going to be a lot of fun. And the other thing, what a great Father's Day gift. You have somebody in your life that is a giant horse racing fan say, hey, I bought you $60 worth of a horse. And I will say, like, there was discussion that we were having that the shares might be like more. Dude, $60 is like nothing. And you could buy multiple shares if you want. So it's Lahina Luck 2022. That is the name of this horse. His dad is Improbable, and his mom is Lahina Luck. You want his grandparents? City Zip, Flair Event, Uncle Mo, and Royal Lahina are his grandparents. What a horse. What a great looking horse he is. Share $60. Go to My Racehorse. You can search, or again, just go follow Big Play Horse on Twitter, and you'll see the updates, and you'll see, you know, just where you can dive in. I think this is pretty freaking cool, man. I think this is awesome. And it was so funny that we were talking to Ken about this last week, and we couldn't say anything. He sent that email on Friday. He goes, guys, it got approved. Like, we're going now. It's like 1,000 miles an hour. So just check it out. And I will say this. There's a window of exclusivity here. Right now, only our listeners and viewers to Big Play are in on this. Like, this isn't even available to they'll eventually open it up. But I think I read, Brian, I think, what is it, 3 weeks? They're giving us 3 weeks to sell out this allotment of shares to our viewers and our listeners. $60, and we'll see what happens with this horse. I'm excited.
Cheaper than Black Ops 6?
That it is. Watch that reveal over the weekend. You know I'm back in. It's Black Ops. You know I'm back in. So $60 gets you in. And again, we'll explain this with Ken at 10:15 about everything going on with the horse. It's really cool. And like Ken mentioned it last week, and I'll say it again. This isn't some horse that, like, you could legitimately see this horse in the Triple Crown. They didn't buy this horse just to putz around, okay? Like, this is supposed to be a big thing. They've got big trainers, big jockeys. You're all in for Lahina Luck 2022. That's the name of the horse right now. Or is it? Yeah, it's 2022. What do you think we should name the horse? Is Big Play
I think just Big Play.
That's it?
What else are you going to name it?
Well, the thing is, you're supposed to take names from, like, the parents, right? Improbable Luck? His dad is Improbable. His mom is Lahina Luck. I like that. Write that down. Improbable Luck. Put that down for that horse. Good looking horse. So get signed up. Go over to My Racehorse and search for Lahina Luck 22, or just follow Big Play Horse on Twitter. And the link is right there. Take you right to the horse. $60 a share. It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Got my share over the weekend, and you can grab yours too. So over the weekend, I was talking to some people, and they said they think it's coming down to James Borrego. I'm not going to say who. I'm not reporting this by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not in that world. But it sounds like this is leaning towards Borrego. And just even on the schedule of things, the timeline that the Cavs have been on, I said it last week, Ryan, I feel like this is the week. I feel like at some point over the next couple of days, we are going to have the head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it kind of comes back to this sense of, how important is it to you? That's a great way to maybe frame our question. To you, the fans out there, how important is the hire for the Cleveland Cavaliers? It's the biggest thing. It is the biggest key, and we all know Donovan Mitchell is the biggest key to success, but this is a massive piece of what they need, and I'm very intrigued on who they're going to hire. I'm going to rip apart this hire if I don't like it. I'm all involved and excited to see who the next head coach of the Cavs is. B, I'm interested, but we'll see what happens. Or C, I don't really care. I don't really care. And it's not that you are negative about the Cavs. I think when you say that, if I said, how important is it to you who the Cavs hires head coach, and you say, I don't really care, that inherently sounds like you're not a fan, right? That inherently makes it sound like, oh, you don't really care what the Cavs are going to do. And I'm not saying that at all. Like, we want this team to do all the things that we discuss all the time, right? But it comes back to just that feeling about the coaching in basketball, right? Like, do you really think Joe Mazzulla is having this great stamp on the finals right now? Do you think Jason Kidd has made these vast errors that have led to the Mavericks being down 0-2? Not really. Not really. I think Luka is hurt. That has an impact. Kyrie Irving, oh my God, Kyrie, what is going on? We'll get to this a little later. Is the booing actually getting to him in Boston? But, like, you look at the coaching in basketball, and in football, we get all wrapped up about this coordinator guy and this guy over here. I think basketball is a little bit different. So I don't want people to say, you know, if you want to vote that you don't really care, that's fine. That doesn't mean you're any less of a Cavs fan. But it's also like, kind of why maybe I'm going to vote that way. Where I think this could work for a couple of different ways. Like, I truly sit here and I will talk myself into whoever they hire. I'm going to believe in Kobe Altman, which maybe is a mistake in its own right. I don't know. I don't have a choice right now. Like, whoever they hire, if it is Borrego, which I think is now the leader in the clubhouse, and they come out tomorrow and they say, we're hiring James Borrego as our next head coach, I'm going to go, great, awesome. Got a little experience as a head coach. Bring in some offense. That's it. That's it. It doesn't change how I feel about the draft. It doesn't change maybe how I feel about Donovan Mitchell. I'm just going to go, that's awesome. When are we playing basketball? Oh, wait, another 6 months till we get, not 6 months, but you still got time before the season. Like, I will talk myself into whoever they hire as the head coach. So I sit here, Ryan, to vote on our Twitter question early this morning, and I'm going to say, I don't really care who they hire. Like, as long as they feel like that's the best hire for this team, then I'm going to say it's not that important. And I also think it's like, you know, you see these teams and just how quick teams are pulling that trigger of firing coaches and getting this guy out of here. And you have coaches that have won championships out of jobs 2 years later. It's almost like you just want to catch a guy in a hot streak. And when that ends, we'll get another one in a couple of years. I mean, that's kind of like, I just lean so much towards, I don't know if it's that important. Players will always be the most important thing. That, you know, we don't question that. And if you feel like this hire is going to be the right one to, like, again, push you over the top and be the thing to unlock this player, unlock that player, I get all of that. And that's maybe why I shouldn't vote, that it's not that important, because I know it is. But I will just say, like, whoever they hire, I'm going to be all in. That's fine. Good. Great. You brought in Atkinson, Borrego, whoever it is. Like, I got to see. And the same thing as Browns coaches. I, at one time, talked myself into Mike Pettin, okay? I was over the moon about Hugh Jackson. You want to know what else, Ryan? So was everybody else. People forget that about Hugh. He was the guy. And if he wasn't going to take the job with the Browns, he was going to go get on a plane. He was taking the Giants job. And that's why the Haslams didn't let him leave. And they hired him. He was the candidate for everybody. So I will tell you, I didn't talk myself into Freddie Kitchens. That was one. And I'm not trying to sit here and be that guy. I didn't like that. You know what I wanted? I wanted Greg Williams head coach. I wanted Blake Williams defensive coordinator. I wanted Freddie OC. That's what I wanted, but we didn't get it. Okay, fine. And Stefanski, I think, like, same thing. I mean, here's a perfect example, right? When you were hiring Kevin Stefanski, when you were going through that cycle, he was a guy who was like, okay, great. Like, I'll talk myself into him, and look where you're at now. A 2-time NFL Coach of the Year, multiple playoff appearances. It worked out. Now, could it have worked out if you'd have hired somebody else? And I don't even remember that cycle, right? Kevin O'Connell or whoever else was getting talked about at that time, right? It's like, I think about, like, the parallel universe, right? The Cavs hire Kenny Atkinson. You could go to an Eastern Conference Finals with Kenny Atkinson. They hire James Borrego. Yeah, you could go to the Eastern Conference Finals with James Borrego. Like, it's just, there's so many little things that happen beyond that. And coaching is an important part of it. And with where the Cavs are at, I think the move being made off of JB was already the move that needed to be had. You know what I'm saying? Like, you needed to shake this team up, say that there's going to be these change. And dude, every day, right, we log in or get on social media, right? And it's like, ooh, the Pelicans are sniffing around this guy, or ooh, the Spurs are sniffing around Darius Garland. Those trades will come. Those trades will come. And that's another reason why I really do feel like they're going to make a hire this week. You're going to have to start getting after some of this now. And especially if you think the finals are about to be sweep or 5 games and you're into the offseason, then these trades are going to start getting sped up a little bit. And you at least want to have your head coach in place to have some discussions. Now, that being said, I don't think Borrego or any Atkinson or any of these guys, they're not going to stop the train that has already left the station of trading away Garland, Allen. One of those guys, if not both, are going to be gone. And we've had plenty of those conversations here on this show. So get the hire, get your thoughts on it, make your moves, get Donovan his extension. Hopefully he signs it, and we'll be at training camp before you know it. So I'm going to lean the way, and I'm going to vote the way that I truly felt to start. It's not that important. Like, I'm wide open to this. I will leave it wide open for whatever the Cavs want to do and whoever they want to hire. Ryan, cast your vote this morning. How important do you think the hire is for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I'll go moderately.
Okay.
I'm not going to go, I don't think it's that important, because I think it's important from the standpoint of you appease Donovan Mitchell and you get him to sign the extension.
It sounds like he's saying already, though. I don't know.
And I think that is probably the biggest factor there. But in the NBA, I mean, we see coaches win Coach of the Year awards and get canned. Like Dwayne Casey.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
That happened. You're never going to see that in the NFL. That just straight up doesn't happen. And it's so star-driven. Like, outside of your guys like Greg Popovich, Eric Spoelstra, I mean, how many times do we see coaches just once they're, I don't want to say dynasty, but once their ceiling or window is open for the championship and their superstar leaves, they're
usually right behind them.
You usually see these coaches follow because it's not as structurally plateaued as like an NFL, for instance. Like in the case Deshaun Watson doesn't work out, knock on wood. Me and you both have the feeling that we think Kevin Stefanski survives.
I think he's immune.
This isn't the case in the NBA. We see coaches leave with their superstars because once you get rid of that superstar, you're almost in a pseudo rebuild most of the time, and you look for a new coach. Like, we could be sitting here in a year where it doesn't work out. Not saying it won't. Hope it won't. But then we could be sitting here in a year, and it's not like if we do hire James Borrego, this is going to be a guy that we're going to say, is a lock for 2-3 more years. He could be out the door next season.
Well, and how important in the NBA is it of your players liking you and being on the same page? I'm not saying that if the whole team hated Kevin Stefanski, we'd have a lot of problems. But like with the NBA, your players will get you hired and get you fired, right? The players that you have will elevate you to a point where you get another job. But when you take I'm going to say high-profile jobs, because I don't think the Cavs are a high-profile job. They're a really good team. I think they're attractive to candidates. But you're also limited by the candidate pool that you have. I don't hear the Cavs all of a sudden all in on Dan Hurley. They could pay him as much as the Lakers could. Dan Gilbert's got all the money. They're not in on Dan Hurley. It's a little bit different of a game to be had. They have their candidate pool. I think it's fine. I think the hire will come, and I'll talk myself into whoever they hire.
And then I think the way you're voting on this question is a reflection of how much blame you put on J.B. Bickerstaff last year for their
right. Does that fix failures. Everything?
Because if you were a big proponent of J.B. Bickerstaff was the reason we didn't advance further, then this question and this hire inherently has more value to you.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. I think we're coming down. I think the finish line is attainable here. I really do think very soon the Cavs are going to be having their next head coach. We'll get the press availability, be excited, and you're off to the races for the rest of the postseason. Well, we'll get there in a little bit after this NBA Finals. Do you want to go around the association? We only got one game to do, Ryan. Let's do it. What in the hell? What is going on with Kyrie Irving? Mavs are down 2-0. A competitive game at times. Luka can't do it all, man. I really think the booing is starting to get to Kyrie. Something is up with Kyrie Irving. I do not understand what it is. 105-98. Didn't even cover last night, by the way. And I took the Mavericks on the money line last night, Ryan.
Did you?
Yeah. Celtics, the diverse scoring is still there. Holiday goes off. Derek White, solid again. You know, again, it can further my narrative of Jason Tatum not being the guy. And I'm sure they'll freak out about it as they're celebrating their Duck Boat championship when they win it and they get on the parade there in Boston.
Like, who's your finals MVP at this point?
Kristaps Porzingis. No, I'm just kidding. Like, he was fine again last night, but like...
But it's not Tatum. It's not.
It's not. It's
And I
like
don't
game
even-
1 was Porzingis, game 2 was Drew Holiday. By the way, did you see everybody bringing that trade up about what Milwaukee got back, giving up Drew Holiday? Whew. Couple of picks and Malcolm Brogdon. I think that's a win there for the Boston Celtics. I mean, honestly, it's probably got to be Jaylen Brown, right? Like, he's the most consistent. If you had to vote on it today, I think the bigger story out of this is that Dallas, they just, the fear that you had of if it's Luka and Kyrie and nobody else, well, now you don't even have Kyrie. Like, PJ Washington is doing what he needs to do. Daniel Gafford is doing what he needs to do. If you just got any more semblance of scoring from Kyrie, you'd be in a good spot. Like, you got a Luka game that you should win. He had a triple-double last night. He was hitting threes. But, man, does he look like ass, just dragging up and down the floor. What's wrong with him? Is it the knee?
He's just straight up not that good. I mean, okay, relatively.
No, he's hurt, man. No, there's something wrong with Luka. Something's not right.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Tatum.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Tatum
no,
is
no,
just
no.
walking
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
down because
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
everybody else can do what they want. I don't really
My
care.
bad.
No, I'm talking Luka.
Yeah, he's definitely-
Luka's something wrong. There ain't something wrong. And that puts fear into me of somebody who picked the Mavericks to win this series. You know, I guess I could talk myself back into if they just get these 2 wins down in Dallas. Like, there are spurts of these 2 games that Boston just ran it on Dallas, but then Dallas fights their way back into it. They at least make it a game.
Isn't
I
this
don't
a
know.
little similar to the Cavs run in 2007 in the sense of the Cavs roster was way worse than the Mavericks is?
Very
I'm not
much
making that
so, yes.
comparison,
Yes.
But I'm making the comparison of you have your superstar in LeBron, you have your superstar in Luka, and they're doing everything they possibly can, but they don't have the cast around them performing enough to beat an insanely deep team. Like the Spurs were 5 deep. I mean, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, and Manu Ginobili was a problem, and the Celtics are just so damn deep. Like outside of Luka, you can make the argument that Celtics have the next best 4 players, especially the way they're playing in this series. Derek White and Drew Holiday, that's a front court nightmare.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. The Mavericks had to play backcourt. The Mavericks had to play a certain brand of basketball, and they're not playing that. And I'm going to singularly keep bringing up Kyrie because I don't. Is it the booing? Seriously, do you think that him being in Boston
I don't know.
and the
he's been
what
through
is it then? Like I
bad
tried.
series.
Maybe there isn't an answer. Maybe he's just off. I don't know. Like, I really am starting to sit here and say, like, dude, I think the booing is getting to Kyrie Irving. And maybe it'll flip. We'll have that answer when he goes back to Dallas. Because, like, if he goes back to Dallas and he plays fine, then there's something to that. He goes back to Dallas and puts up 16 points again. Everybody's going, okay, well, wait a minute. What's going on here? He was 0 of 3 from beyond the arc last night. And the Celtics didn't shoot the ball from beyond the arc all that great either. I think they were 25% last night. I'll tell you this, man. And this is why I think this series is actually now over. That was your steal game for Boston. That was the game that the Mavericks needed to steal. They didn't. And now Boston goes, as long as we win 1 down there in Dallas, we're on our way to a championship. It's not that crazy, right? They were the favorite. They're the deeper team. That's where we sit today. But I'm shocked to see how bad Kyrie has played. Really. And the fact that you can't even rely on anybody else. You got to play Dante Exum. Dante Exum had to go in there and hit a really bad 3, like rattle around and win in. Dallas is searching. They got nothing. If they feel like they're just going to go back home and fix stuff, they're not. I think this series is over.
Yeah,
I think it's over.
I'm ready for the NBA to be over, I think.
I just don't want Boston to win, man. I really do not want to see them win. But that's where you're at. Speaking of champions, this was really interesting. I couldn't wait to click on it. First off, I'm just happy that I could click on this article and know the Cavs are going to be in it. So Kevin Pelton at ESPN, he came up with a metric to come up with the best NBA champions since 1999. So there are 25 champions on this team. And he came up with a point total. And this is what it is. He created a formula, which was weighted regular season performance as measured by point differential, and then playoff dominance, which is point differential adjusted for opposition faced during the run. So there's a lot of, like, again, just point differential. It's not like they're sitting there trying to say, hey, prime Kobe versus prime Steph. Kevin came at this from a number standpoint to come up with the greatest champion in the NBA over the past 25 years. Number 1 if you had to guess the best champion in the last 25 years.
I would say it's probably the 2017 Warriors.
2016-17 Warriors. Now, the number that he came up with, plus 14.3. So just use that as the number one metric, 14. The second best champion, the 01 Lakers, 10. Then the Spurs in 14 are third. The 15 Warriors are number 4. And at number 5, your Cleveland Cavaliers, plus 10.1. Kevin writes, Kyrie was limited to 53 games coming off that patella tendon injury, or patella fracture, excuse me, and a midseason coaching change from Blatt to Lue. The Cavs eased through the regular season. Come playoff time, though, swept the Hawks in the second round and famously came back from down 3-1. We'll get to that in time op coming up. And beat the 73-win Warriors in Game 7 on the road. Cleveland's adjusted playoff rating is the third best. So talking about just the playoff run that they went on, that was the third best in a century, only behind the 17 Warriors and the 01 Lakers.
I'm just sitting here and again thinking just how absurd 73 wins in a season is.
73-9.
That's unbelievable.
9. There were teams that lost 9 games in 2 weeks.
That's unreal.
And they win a season losing 9 games. That's why it's so sweet. So the Cavs, according to Kevin's rating, they're the 5th best champion. I'll take that. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
And especially like the Warriors team. Now, here's the interesting thing. 6 would be then the 18 Warriors. So again, if the top 6 as Kevin Pelton does it, that Warriors run, 3 of those teams are in the top 6. Yeah. And the team that beat that Warriors team is 5th. That stretch of basketball, man. Again, LeBron 8 straight finals, but like that stretch will never be seen. I wanted to see where some of LeBron's teams were at. 7 was the 09 Lakers. The Celtics were 8. The Spurs were 9. The first LeBron team was the 13 Heat in 2010. And then the 2012 team was 11. So LeBron's 2 Heat teams were 10 and 11. His Cavs team was 5. I want to see where, okay, so and I know this is like, you're trying to look at the point differential. According to Kevin Pelton, who do you think the worst champion in the last 25 years has been?
Oh, God. I mean, how far back does this go?
1999.
Is this like an early 2000s team?
Kind of. The 06 Miami Heat. Wade and Shaq.
Yeah.
The 23 Nuggets were second worst. The 2010 Lakers were 23rd. LeBron's championship in 20, he ranked them 22nd out of 25. So that's where it is. The 25 best champions, as according to Kevin Pelton, Cavs were 5, man. That's a pretty solid list. That's a pretty solid list there. So I thought it was interesting to see where we came out. And I'll take 5. And also, he's not taking into account the fact that you beat a 73-win basketball team. Yeah. Like, that doesn't factor into this. It's just strictly numbers. Because I think that'd be a boost. I think that would be a little jump up.
How did they get 73 wins without Kevin Durant?
Well, that's the thing. They were on that mission. I think when the season started, they knew how good they were. But then eventually, it did take over where there were random Tuesday night games, and they said, you know what? We actually want to win this game, and we're actually going to make a push for this. Now, remember, when we got into the playoffs, a big discussion at that point was, did the Warriors do everything in the regular season? Like, did they use up all they had in the regular season? You also, and I'm shooting from the hip, but I don't think they weren't hit by some huge injury either. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't miss Steph Curry for a chunk of time. That would have changed things. And they were trying to get rest for guys. But I think they got onto that mission, that they wanted to do that. They wanted to beat that Bulls team for the best record in NBA history in a regular season. They didn't, but didn't win the championship. You know that graphic, too. The best regular season in the NFL, didn't win the championship. The best baseball regular season, didn't win the championship. Basketball and hockey, all of those things are metrics, or all those things have a thing in common. The best regular season team in all the 4 major sports, none of those teams won a championship.
Obviously, football is New England. Who is baseball?
Right.
Yankees or Dodgers? Or something?
No, I think I want to say MLB regular season. I want to say it was like the Mariners. It was. It was the 0-1 Mariners. They had 116 wins.
Wow.
116. Now, obviously, well, if you go, okay, this is like win percentage, and you go back to like 1906 and stuff like that. The Seattle Mariners in 2001 went 116-46.
Jeez.
They lost in the ALCS to the New York Yankees. 4-1, by the way. Lost. Got Joe Torre, Lou Piniella. Your game one starters, just go back to 0-1 for a second. Andy Pettit and Aaron Seeley started game one. Game two, Mike Mussina and Freddie Garcia. Game three, Seattle won behind Jamie Moyer. Game four, Mariano Rivera actually got the one. Brett Boone hit a home run in that game. Bernie Williams, Alfonso Soriano, John Olerud, Jay Buhner. Man, what some names of the past. So again, and then the best NHL regular season. The Montreal Canadiens won 58 games in 1976.
How many games are in a hockey season?
82. Actually, no. I take that back. The Boston Bruins won 65 games in 23, and they didn't win the championship. I can't do math. 65, 82.
Isn't there like a President's Cup curse or something?
Yeah, I think that's usually the best regular season team does not go win the Stanley Cup. So that's something going on with the Warriors as we run through that list. Flip over to some guards. Hey, solid weekend. You got 2 out of 3. You win series. You're going to be in a good spot. David Fry needs to go to the All-Star game. And I'm going to vote almost every day to get him there. The thing is, like, okay, let me ask you this. Do you feel like the groundswell is enough with David Fry? Because, like, us just voting for people, they're not going to make it, right? Jose Ramirez will make it because a lot of baseball knows who Jose Ramirez
Nobody's
is.
voting for David Fry outside of Cleveland.
See, but I think...
Well, no, let me restate it.
okay.
No casual outside of Cleveland is voting for David
Well, that's
Fry.
what I'm saying. Like, do you think that sometimes when it comes to the All-Star voting, people... Okay, I think people, they love a good ground movement. Like, they love jumping on the underdog, so to speak.
Insanity.
Like, yes, getting Peyton Hillis on the cover of Madden. That you got that vote mostly because people were just against Mike Vick, right? And they just wanted to see this upset. They wanted to see if they could actually do this. I don't know if there's enough behind David Fry to get that done because you need everybody outside of Cleveland to vote. Now, if I get him to that final vote that they do, then maybe you could get some people that'll say, like, all right, we'll get him into the game. You don't think he's making it, though?
I don't think so.
All
I
right.
think we'll have 2 All-Stars.
Clase and Jose Ramirez.
Yes.
Those are your 2 locks. I think Quan is now back in the conversation.
I think
too.
I think he should make it, of course.
Quan?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think he will. Oh, I think he will. For sure. And, you know, it's a mark. It is certainly a mark of how good your team is. Like, when you have one of the best teams in baseball, like the Guardians do, you should have multiple 3-4 All-Stars.
Okay, how many reserves are there?
It's a good question. I don't even know.
Because we could go run through the probably 9 starters. You know what I mean, that are going to end up starting.
Probably.
So, I mean, I don't know how much space there is for a guy like David Fry. I need
Utility.
to
Put him in all the positions. That's fine. And you got to remember the pitching staff and the reserves are selected. Do you like baseball's rule that everybody has to have an all-star? I don't. Like, the White Sox don't deserve to send anybody.
that's stupid.
They really don't. And I would say the Marlins, but like some of the bad teams in baseball, like they don't deserve to send somebody. I'd rather have 5 Guardians there than have to take a spot up for the White Sox. So Guardians are off today. They're back in action starting tomorrow with a pretty interesting series coming up as we get geared up for that.
Battle of Ohio.
Yeah. Our guys. Well, what are we doing with the Cincy guys? We got to do something.
We do have to do something.
I'm not doing anything related to Skyline Chili. I'm not making any bet like that. But we got to do something with those guys.
Yeah, let's come up with something.
All right, we got to think about that. That starts tomorrow. We're down in Cincinnati. And then do they not boomerang that? Don't they come right back up and play us? Or am I misremembering that?
I don't know.
No, we go to Toronto after that. So we'll get something going up with our Cincinnati guys, and that'll be a lot of fun. So, again, they start that series tomorrow. over to football. David Njoku had his charity softball game this weekend, which is great. And listen, when it comes to football, and we're just like a thirst for information right now, right? You have OTAs going on. Now you're in the mandatory minicamp. And everybody's talking about like zip with Watson, all this other kind of stuff. David Njoku, at his celebrity softball game, said it's juicy, talking about the Ken Dorsey offense. Juicy? What does that mean? What are we getting into with the word juicy
I hope it means that
on
he's
this
gonna
offensive side of things?
I hope it means that he's going to be the Njoku we saw with Flacco.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
Nate Ulrich had, I know it's everywhere, but Nate Ulrich, it's juicy. I'm not going to say anything else. Leave it at that, but I'm really excited for this year.
Is Ken Dorsey calling plays?
It sounds like we're leaning that way. I don't know.
It does sound
And
like it.
Stefanski talked about it. He said, listen, everybody calls plays. He said there was a period of practice last week that Deshaun Watson called his own plays. So they'll leave it open. I'm sure everybody's getting involved. But I don't know, all the stuff that keeps coming out, maybe it really is Ken Dorsey that's calling it.
I think it might be.
The thing, like, and again, I'm not ripping David. I love David. He's great. He's awesome. Is that not the standard excitement statement in OT? Oh, man, we're going to be really good this year. It's going to be exciting. You hear that every single year. Every year when you get into this point of the season, this point of the offseason, right? We're good. We're primed, right? Like you hear all of that. We're primed. We're good to go, man. It's juicy. I'm getting sick of it. Like, and that's the thing. There's nothing I could do to make the season get here any quicker. And I know that this point of the season or this off season is vitally important for the team, for the coaches. But like, I gotta tell you, I even get worn out by it. Like, these are the standard. Wait for this year. Wait for this guy. It's going to be an explosive. They're going to unlock this player, Ryan. I hear that all the time. So for Njoku, which, great, And do you really think anybody comes out of this point of the season and go, we suck ass? Like, we're not good right now. It's not going well. No, everybody, man, this is going to be great. It's going to be. So, like, it's juicy. I thought that was an interesting word to use. Because you want to know what that means to me. Like, again, ripping apart a word that I'm making fun of here. That makes it sound like there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot for them to
different.
Yeah, there's a lot for them to like get a hold of here and get rolling with it. So, what's your favorite kind of juice? Apple.
Orange.
Apple.
Probably orange.
Apple. I don't like orange juice. Cranberry juice doesn't do it for me. I don't know what other kind of juices are there. Grape juice? Nah. Yeah. Apple juice is the answer. That is the best juice. That's not our bracket this week. We'll get to that coming up a little bit later. One other thing from the NFL, which, again, it's like, I bring this up just because, and we'll run through some of the other teams. NFL.com this morning, and it was Kevin Patra. He went to all 22 teams that opened mandatory minicamp this week. And what is their storyline? Their storyline for the season or the offseason coming up. You want to run through some of the teams, see what he got? Let's start.
Gee, I wonder what the Browns is.
What do you think the Browns is?
Deshaun.
How does Deshaun Watson look? The offseason chatter surrounding Watson sounds similar to last year. The club likes how he looks. Another offseason term. They believe he's due for a turnaround year. From your lips to God's ears, please. Cleveland made a big money move offseason going to get Jerry Jeudy, Ken Dorsey, all that kind of stuff. 1,000% that is their storyline, which is which is just going to be the storyline forever. So let's run through some of the other teams. The storyline for these teams in the NFL starting mandatory minicamp getting into this season. We'll start with the teams that report today. There were 3 teams today. Atlanta, their storyline, how is Kirk Cousins' rehab going? I think that's a really interesting. Like, we just forget. We get so tied up in, oh, man, he went to Atlanta and they drafted Michael Penix. Like, no, he's also coming off a torn Achilles. Like, that's a pretty big one. Jacksonville. Oh, it's their new defensive coordinator. Ooh, I wonder what's going to happen. The Rams. How does the defense look under their new defensive coordinator? Teams that come up on Tuesday. Biggest storyline for the Arizona Cardinals. How does Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison look? How do they get on the same page? Baltimore. What is their offensive line looking like? And what Kevin writes is, it's more about You have two staples in Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum. The three other spots are wide open. You have your left tackle and your center. That's it. You need a right tackle and both your guards, and he runs through all the guys that are available. So I'm all for Baltimore screwing that up. Buffalo storyline, wide receiver depth. Carolina storyline, Xavier legit. How's he looking?
Legit.
Legit. Isn't that it? Like it?
Legit, I thought.
Legit?
I like
Whatever.
legit, though.
I like legit. Go with that. What do you think the Cincinnati Bengals storyline is?
It's either something with T or it's something with Joe Burrow's wrist.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, will they skip the mandatory minicamps? You can get fined for these. Now, teams can waive those fines, but up to this point, it was all voluntary. Now it's mandatory. They have to be there.
They're expensive.
It's like $50,000 a day or something like that for some of the
day
players.
3, it's like $100,000.
Yeah, I think it keeps going up. Packers, Josh Jacobs' health, okay. Kansas City, who's their starting left tackle? Do you think they make the call and get Bakhtiari or Donovan Smith? They're available right now. So that's something you talk about the Chiefs and how good they are. They don't have a starting left tackle. Storyline for the Patriots. Do you think Drake May can push out Jacoby Brissett for that starting job? I would say no. And if I was Gerard Mayo, I'd come out today and be like, Jacoby Brissett's our starter no matter what.
Yeah.
Jets is Hassan Reddick. The Pittsburgh Steelers storyline going into the season. Who is wide receiver 2 for them? You know you have George Pickens. But then you got Rome Wilson, Quez Watkins, Cordell Patterson, Calvin Austin, Van Jefferson, a bunch of guys is basically what it is. And then, Tampa's offense coordinator and the Commanders is how Jaden Daniels will progress in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I forgot they got Cliff Kingsbury there. Little intriguing there. So there are your storylines around the NFL, which I just thought was really interesting to see. That, of course, the Browns one was laid up, and it is what Sean Watson is. All right, we're going to do something not sports-related at all. You ready?
Yeah.
So I want to set this up. This is not something that just came out of nowhere. But I was in a text group with my buddies, as I am every morning. And you'd be surprised about how much content I get for the show coming up from this. I didn't want to tell you where this started. It was like somebody made a comment about a state, and we got into a debate about if you had to get rid of a state, which state would you get rid of? Like if you had to pay a tax or something, and you had to get rid of a state in the United States, which one would you get rid of? Now, I said like Rhode Island. Be like giving up Burke Lakefront Airport. Like, it's not much land. And then they started taking shots at Michigan. Like, my one buddy goes like, Matt, don't you hate Michigan? I go, I like the state. I just don't like their higher education. So I wouldn't get rid of that. And then it devolved into this. Ryan, can you name all 50 states?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be your answer.
I mean, yeah, I could.
We're going to do it right now. All right. So you got, don't look. Don't look.
I'm not going to look.
All right.
I don't cheat like that.
Here's what I'm going to do. Because I wish I could do, can I do this on Sporkle?
Am I able to like pull up a map that doesn't say the
Nope. Nope. You
know,
said you could do it.
You know, okay. I mean, I think I can, but you know what I mean? I pull up, like, it doesn't, I can see it, but it doesn't tell me what the state is. We don't have to.
I don't know if I should allow that. I'll leave it up to you.
Like, you know what I'm saying, though?
Because the text came out. Do you think the average person could name all 50 states? And I thought about it. And I will tell you this, and I'm not even blowing smoke. I think you're pretty smart. Like, getting to know you over time, like, they're a thing. I'm like, wow. Like, so you're a college graduate. You're very smart. So I would say you're an above average American because of how smart you are. The question is, can you get all 50 states?
Can I pull up the map? Like, it doesn't have the state names, but you know what I'm saying? So I can just have the visual? Or is that cheating?
I think that's cheating.
All right.
Like, I picture this as like if I was walking down the street with a microphone. Okay. If I was walking down the street with my phone,
fair enough.
And I asked somebody, the 50 states, do you think you could do it?
Okay.
So.
Well, he's in the chat. Patrick says I can't use the map, so that's fine.
Okay. All right. See, but like this is a timer, and I don't want to do the timer on Sporkle. Because I just wanted to put it up where I can type this up and easily get it for you. Okay?
Yeah.
It's got a 6-minute timer, but we can go beyond that.
Okay.
Hang on. Can I turn the timer off? Practice mode. Okay, I'm doing practice mode. 50 in any order. Go.
Well, I'll just try and geographically do it
Okay.
so I can stay organized. I guess I'll start West Coast.
Okay.
Washington.
Washington. Okay, hang on. Okay, yes. Okay, we're off. So I'm on Sporkle. I've got all 50. I'm just going to type them in as we go.
Okay.
All right.
Washington.
Yep.
California.
Okay.
Arizona.
Okay. Off to a slow start.
No, I'm just trying to go.
No, that's all right. I'm not
Okay.
gonna. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I shouldn't mess with you.
New
Go ahead.
Mexico.
Okay. Okay.
Montana.
Okay.
Wyoming.
Okay.
Virginia. I guess now I'm going all over
Now
the
you're going
place.
out. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Minnesota.
Idaho,
Who?
Iowa. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over the place.
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna go
You do what you need to do.
New York, Rhode Island, Vermont,
Okay.
Maine, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Utah. I think I said Arizona,
You did.
Alaska, Hawaii,
Okay.
Alabama, Mississippi.
MISSISSP.
I almost said Chicago.
Chicago.
Illinois.
Illinois.
Delaware.
Oh, it's a good pull. All right. All right.
Tennessee.
Okay. Wait. I don't know how to spell Tennessee. What the hell?
It's like yeah, it is a little weird.
Oh, wait. What the hell? TENN.
I mean, how many am I at? I'm still missing a lot, I know.
I'm still stuck at Tennessee. All right, Tennessee is in. You are actually halfway.
Okay.
You have 25 out of 50.
Oregon,
Oregon,
North South Dakota.
North Dakota, South Dakota.
I don't think I said Wyoming.
You did.
Did I say
Yeah,
Wyoming?
you said Wyoming.
Oh shit. Colorado. Or yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Colorado.
It's just a shit ton in the Upper East. Michigan. I don't think I said Michigan.
Nope. You're at 30 of 50.
30 of 50. Jeez, there's a lot. I said Florida, right? I didn't. Wow. Okay.
Not yet. Florida.
Georgia. Missouri.
Missouri.
What am I at?
33 out of
Okay.
50.
New Jersey.
Done.
I said Virginia.
Yeah.
I said Vermont.
Yep.
I said Maine. Did I say? I said Rhode Island.
Yep.
New Jersey.
Yep.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I said West Virginia.
You did.
Oh my God. What am I missing? This is why
A lot.
I
You're missing
know.
15.
It's just I wish I had a map. I'm trying to like just lay it in my head. What am I missing?
You're missing a massive one. I'll tell you that.
Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
Oklahoma. We're going missing that region a little
What
bit.
you should have done is just gone by the SEC, the Pac-12, and the Big Ten is what you should have done.
True, I could have done that. Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania.
Maryland.
Good.
What else am I missing? I said Montana, Wyoming, Missouri, Vermont. Are these all small ones I'm missing now?
So the problem is that I'm sitting here, it's all just alphabetical right now. So you're 39 out of 50.
39. Oh, I'm missing 11.
There's like 2 that I'm screaming that you're missing that I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Rhode Island. Are they Upper East?
Yes. Well, not necessarily. There's one that is, and then there's down the eastern seaboard, there's a couple too.
Oh my God, I didn't even say North South Carolina.
South Carolina was the one I was thinking of.
I didn't even say North Carolina either.
Done. We got 41 of 50.
Okay.
41 of 50.
Okay, not bad. Maine, Delaware, Vermont, Virginia, New Jersey. What am I missing? What in the world am I missing? Where do these people live?
Now I'm trying to figure out the ones you aren't.
I said Ohio, right?
Yeah, you said Ohio. Oh, I think there's one you might not ever get because you forget that I don't think I would name that one.
Really?
Yeah, I would have forgotten that one.
Geographically, where's it located?
I don't give it to you.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
No.
I think we've proven the point. I asked the question
All
was, do you
right.
think the average person would be able to name off? I want to give you the opportunity here to finish it on out.
What
You're
am I
missing 11.
missing?
You're missing 1 in the
No, I
south.
thought I'm missing 9 now.
You're missing 9 now. What did I say? Sorry, 11. You're missing 9. You're missing 2 in the south.
Did I say Mississippi?
You did,
I said Tennessee. I said Georgia.
but
I
around
said Alabama.
around that spot of Mississippi,
Louisiana.
Louisiana is 1.
What am I missing? I got to be missing something on the West Coast.
Yes, you are missing 1 on the West Coast.
I
too.
said Utah. I said Colorado.
How the hell do you spell Louisiana?
I said New Mexico. I said Arizona. I said California. I said
there's
Washington.
another
I said
I in there.
Oregon. I said both Dakotas.
Yep.
I said Idaho. I said Iowa. I said Missouri.
Do you want the list of what you have already? You need 8 more.
8 more.
8
There's
more.
8 more
8
states.
more. You're missing 8.
Good gravy.
You have Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana. Here's your hint. There's 3 missing right there. Then you get to New Jersey, New York, New Mexico, North Dakota, North Carolina.
Michigan, right?
Yeah, you said Michigan.
Okay.
You have Michigan. There's a lot of M's.
Montana, Missouri, Maryland.
Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, and Wyoming. Those are the ones you have already.
I'm missing some M's. Nebraska.
Nebraska,
So I'm probably missing another. I gotta be missing another N. Nebraska.
I think you are.
I said New York. I said
Well, yeah, you
New
have
Hampshire.
You have to be missing 2 more
New
N's.
Hampshire.
New Hampshire is correct.
so what am I at?
There's 1. Okay, now you're at 44 of 50. Oh, I know the other N you're missing too. All right.
Nebraska. I said that. New Orleans is in a state.
There is a party city in this state, though.
New Jersey.
No, it's not a new. It's not a new. It has
Not a
nothing
new.
new. It has nothing new in it. There's a massive party city in this state. In fact, this city
Oh,
is more
duh.
popular than this
Mhm.
state.
Nevada.
Nevada.
I'm missing 5.
5 more to
How
go.
is there still 5 more?
5 more to
states?
go. I'm staring at the map, so it's easier for me. But what are okay? You're missing 2 that are right back to one another. You're missing 2.
Alphabetically?
No, like
Oh.
geographically, they're on top of one another.
What in the world? I said Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know the other one you're missing out too. Okay, fine. You're at 8 minutes, by the way.
What? I'm 4 more?
4. You need 5 more,
How is
buddy.
there still 5 more states? out
5
there?
more. You can call it when you want to call it.
Maybe just call it because I feel like at this point it's
Okay. Arkansas.
Arkansas. How did I forget Arkansas?
What's right above
I
Arkansas?
went to Arkansas. I literally went to Arkansas.
That's what I also was going to tell you. Just think about places you've been. Arkansas is right on top of. Oh, no, you got Louisiana. You got it. So Arkansas is 1. You also missed Connecticut.
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 Connect,
I don't know how
I
to
cut.
spell Connecticut.
It's connect, I cut.
Connect.
I cut.
All right. Connect. I cut. That's at 47.
So I missed Arkansas, Connecticut.
I think. Yep, you missed Massachusetts.
How did I not say Massachusetts?
I don't know. What are the other 2? Hang on. Oh. Another W. You missed Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh.
And the final one. What is between Iowa and Kentucky alphabetically? What did you miss? Wait a minute. Delaware, Maryland, Rhode Island, Connecticut. You said Vermont. You said Maine.
There's no way I missed another one.
Yeah, there's one more here. It's between Iowa and Kentucky. Can't you give up? Oh, I can give up. Kansas.
Did I not say Kansas?
I don't know. You might have, but there he is. I just wanted to see if you could do it.
Yeah, no, that's tough, especially without a map.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't give you the map, but I wanted to see because we got into the question was, do you think that the average person would be able to name all 50 states? And I said unequivocally, no.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
There's no way.
Agree. No, I agree.
There's no way. And it's also like one of those things like when you were in school, no question.
They're just spamming the name of states in the chat.
Are they? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't look. I appreciate it. But like,
Patrick said next week we're doing Europe.
Oh, all the countries in Europe? That'd be an interesting one.
That'd be
like, I just thought about it. I was like, could the average if you were walking on the street, somebody came up to you and they said they were going to offer you $15,000 and you got to name all 50 states. I don't think the average person, I don't think people could do it.
No.
I really don't.
I think what I just did was more than the average person.
Oh, no, I think it's very hard. Because the map, you could sit there and be like, all right, I cross this one off. I know what Iowa looks like. I know what North Dakota looks like.
People don't know capitals for shit either.
Oh, no, I will tell you that.
I think I'm decent with capitals. Like, now nowhere am I saying I'm going to get like 50. No way.
Well, now would be the time to do it because now you have all the states.
Well, just give me a state and I'll tell you the capital. Probably. Right. Unless it's something strange.
Well, those are the ones you're supposed to know. U.S. capitals. You just want the list?
Just throw out a state.
Hang on. Stand by. Idaho.
We're getting smarter on this show.
Yeah, Idaho.
Idaho.
Boise.
Oh, it's Boise. Okay.
Yeah. Kansas.
Just Kansas City?
Topeka.
Topeka? Oh, jeez.
Nebraska.
Lincoln?
Yes. New Jersey.
New Jersey. Oh, I should know this.
Should you? I don't know. Trenton. Trenton, New Jersey. Vermont.
Vermont. No idea.
Yeah, Montpelier.
Montpelier?
Yeah, Montpelier. Wisconsin. Madison.
Damn it. I'm horrible at this.
I thought you said you were good.
I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be.
I thought you'd be half,
I thought I was going to be.
Because it's not always the biggest, city, right? It's something outside of that. All right, point. Well, I didn't mean to do that to like show. I just wanted to see if you could do all 50.
Geography's a tough
because
subject.
we were going through and we were saying we're like I really don't think the average person can do all 50. I really don't.
No,
it's like one of those things. Like the people that pass like the U.S. citizen test or like back 5th grade, you could do it. Me, 35, nothing. Oh, yeah. I got nothing. I've got nothing for all 50. So that's just something that happened this morning and kind of came out how I expected. All right, let's get to the morning update. We'll get to that. Ken Miles coming up in 15 minutes as well. We're going to announce and tell you how you can get signed up with my racehorse and the horse that we have purchased for us here at Big Play. It's all coming up right here on the Fontana Show. Folks, Tipico gets signed up. I missed out last night, man. Bad night for me. I took the Mavericks money line. I took a money line. It didn't work, but we were hot last week with some of our boosts. I know we did weekend boosts as well as Tipico. Folks, this weekend on Tipico. We'll do a hockey boost tonight. We sent it. We submitted it. Folks, get signed up with Tipico. It's the... Oh! Ryan, you wizard, let's go! Little puck, little hockey action, let's go! Panthers out to a 1-0 lead. Now, here's the thing. The Oilers... They played a kick-ass game, and they still lost. Let's get after it. Big saves from Bobrovsky. Verhaeghe, just a point. What are we boosted to then?
That's plus 290.
That's solid. Let's get some hockey. Get in the puck. Here we go.
Is Bobrovsky like the GOAT goalie right now?
Well, here's the thing, because he was in Columbus for a long time. He is so good in the postseason. Like, there's something about him in the postseason. Like, he just shows up and he's a beast. There you go. Bet placed. Done. We're in. Folks, Tipico, code Fontana150 for new customers. When you sign up, use that code Fontana150. You deposit $150, you will get two $75 protected bets you can use on the hockey, the basketball, the baseball, anything that you need. WNBA, can we bet on the Olympics? I wonder. I don't know. You know what we can bet on? U.S. Open, baby. Oh. Save this for the rest. I don't want to do it now. Golf, U.S. Open. Yes. You want to know the thing? I'll tell you what. You know what I really like? Just top 5 finishing position. Hideki plus 1,000.
What's Wyndham?
Wyndham Clark.
He won last year.
I know. Do you what? But the thing is, you're not playing all that well. You want him top 5 or to win?
Top 5.
1,200 plus 1,200 for Wyndham Clark. You know who I actually think might show up for this a little bit? Dustin Johnson plus 1,500 for a top 5. Like, again, outright is great. I'm telling you, man, the top 5 is where it's at. Round leader. What do we got out of the boosts? Dude, this isn't bad, man. Scotty Scheffler to win is boosted from plus 300 to plus 360 right now in Tipico for the U.S. Open this week. That ain't bad, man. Because, again, I think you just have to put money on him. You are at that point. He's Tiger level. You have to do it. You could do top 5. You can do top 10, top 20. Bet it all this week. The golf. And, again, get that little bankroll going for the new customers out there. Tipico code Fontana150. Deposit $150, two $75 protected bets. Would you not just put a protected $75 bet on Scott Scheffler?
You'd have to.
Plus 360. If I did it, $75 gets you $345. And again,
you know what I'm really
you
excited
don't
to bet
hit
on?
that, that's a protected bet, and you get it right back.
You know what would be really
That's
fun?
a damn good bet.
You know what I love betting on? That'd
That's
be
a
really
damn-
fun. That's coming up
Yeah.
sooner than later. The Home Run Derby. I love betting.
Oh,
on
that's
it.
going to be a lot of fun, too.
I wonder. Jose, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh, he was in it last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was.
He was.
I think he was.
Who's the last Guardians to win Indian to win a Home Run Derby?
To win, I don't know. Carlos Santana, when it was here, he was in it late. Home Run Derby winners.
I think Grady won it.
Do you remember who won it last year?
Yes. Not Julio Rodriguez.
No, because he got beat. I think he gassed out when he hit the 40 in the one round.
Was it not Vlad?
It was Vladdy Jr.
He was hitting 10.
Yeah, dude, he's a guy that likes doing that. Okay, here's your trivia of the day. The Indians Guardians have never had anyone win.
I believe it.
Never. Here's another trivia question for you today. Who is the player that has won the most home run derbies?
Ever?
At 3. Just 3. So the home run derby only goes back to 1985. 1985.
When was the last time this person won?
All right. 1999.
1999.
Yep.
Who were some people hitting some tanks? Was it like a McGuire or something?
It was not McGuire. In fact, now that I look at this, I don't think Mark McGuire ever won it. Because remember the year that him and Sosa went at it, Sosa beat him. Sosa won it in 2000. This guy won 3, including back-to-back. 1998, 1999.
Tell me.
No. I just said no Guardian ever won it.
I said tell me who
Oh,
won.
tell me. I think you said Tommy.
No, I said tell me.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay.
Ken Griffey Jr. has won 3. 2 for Yoenis Cespedes. 2 for Prince Fielder, and
I was
2
gonna
for
say Fielder.
2 for Pete Alonso.
Yeah, Pete
So
Alonso.
again, there's 2, but then again, they all look up at Griffey. Yeah, we've never won it.
Good little
Never
nugget.
won it. There you go. All right, morning update. Basketball. Caitlin Clark. More Browns. More Guardians. More Cavs. Got it all for you. See you with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. And then you saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something?
Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Jump into it, an abbreviated morning update. We'll get to the grid. We'll get to time up. Ken Miles coming up in about 10 minutes. We're going to talk about an opportunity for you to own a racehorse. You know, I saw, was it Bengalorian or Drew? I sent a tweet to go, I'm a horse owner. I own a right now. I sit here telling you I own a horse. Not the whole horse, but a part of the horse. But I own a piece of a horse. We'll talk to Ken coming up in just a minute. Welcome back. Fontana Show, streaming live. Follow us. We're on Twitter. Drop a subscribe on YouTube. You can check us out on Twitch, and we're also on Instagram for all the reels right there at Matt Fontana Show. Ryan's got it. Morning update. Please take it away.
All right, well, the Guardians are up to 44 wins on this young season as they beat the Marlins in a 3-game series. They did drop one, but that's
Freeman,
okay.
baby.
They look to bounce back and win another series against our friends down south in the Battle of Ohio. That series begins tomorrow. Tristan McKenzie gets the nod against the Reds. Undecided for the Reds.
What? So here's what I think we should do. And I will clip this and send this to the boys. Do we want Rapine and crew too? Do they want to get on this? Or just the Big Play Cincinnati show? Do you want to do a merch swap? Like if we win, they send us some Guardian stuff. If they win, we'll send them some Red stuff.
I kind of want to make them say something bad about Skyline.
I don't think they will. Which is like,
but if they lose,
they're in the cult.
Like
the cult of Cincinnati that everybody thinks Skyline is delicious and it's disgusting.
And like something put in their
All
bio.
right, well, ask them, right? If they want that to be that we would eat Skyline chili, which again, there isn't one around here, right?
Yeah, there is.
Where?
There's one by my house, actually.
Oh, is there? Oh my God, Ryan, could you imagine how bad that would be as if you picked it up and then brought it here for us to eat it? Here's what we'd have to go there because it doesn't open until 10:30. So if we left the show,
we could vlog it
and then go over there, we'll vlog it for them. But what would we make them eat? Polish boys are delicious. Pierogies are awesome.
No,
so it's
I want them like on video saying
that's not fair.
I want
right?
them like on video saying Skyline chili is overrated slop.
I almost want them, which I don't want to waste food, but I'd almost love to see them. You know what I want them to do? Order a thing of Skyline and walk to the river and throw it in the river. That's really what I would like them to do. But I don't want to waste food. So think it up. If they got an idea of what they would give us, if we want to, and again, it's got to be the whole series. If we split, we split. But it's only 2 now, and then we play the Reds later in the year.
We could also go by run differential. If
we could. So put that outside. We still got to get our gaming night on the books. We got to hammer down that. But yeah, good job by the Guards this weekend. Bats are still alive. I saw a team that got royally pissed off on how they played on Friday. Now, shout out to my friend Matt, not me, another Matt. And he texts me and he goes, he's a huge Guardians fan. He watches every game, and we text a lot about it. And he goes, he blames Friday on the lineup. Like, he almost put that as like, that was a Steven Vogt mistake, where that lineup was a little fluky on Friday.
Yeah, Quan had the off day.
You came back Saturday and Sunday, and you just said, we're going to throttle you guys, and we're going to get after you. And I love that from this team. Pitching was fine. Carrasco, I'd be lying to you if I didn't sit there kept saying, like, is he going to cough this up? Ben Lively still just filth. And he didn't have a lot of strikeouts, but he did just fine. Well done, Guardians, win it. And you want to know the other interesting thing? They stayed in Miami last night. Vogt giving his guys a true little off day. It was a day game. Got back to the hotel and said, guys, I will give you the night here in Miami.
That's fine.
We need to be on this plane tomorrow, and you can sleep as we fly to Cincinnati. But I'll give you the night. Can I tell you, I think that was a great idea. And again, you get nervous because you're like, your guys are out and stuff like that. That's a guy that knows what it's like to be a player. When those players are sitting there jonesing for that manager to say, guys, we're going to stay here tonight. And especially if you kept that or you gave them that little apple on a stick, carrot on a stick, to go, guys, you win this game here today, we'll stay here tonight. Like, that's the little stuff that gets you the momentum, gets your guys on your side. So I like that. Well done. Win the series. Just keep this rolling. Can you imagine the All-Star break is right around the freaking corner, man?
How about this stat, Matt?
Yes.
Daniel Schneemann. First MLB player since 1906 to appear in 6 different positions within their first 6 career games.
He set a Guardians franchise by being the first player to appear at second, short, and third all in one game.
Are we the king of utility guys?
Him and Fry find me two better. And, I'm critical of Gabriel Arias. I know he went yard, and I feel bad. I'm ready to give Schnee those at-bats. And then, but who else, right? Do you bring Rodriguez back up? I think Manzardo's here to stay.
He's a double machine.
Dude, every week, I'm like, this is the week he's going to go yard.
He's
every
a double
week.
Machine.
Great American Ballpark, man. I think there's an opportunity. I'm calling it right now. Manzardo. In one of these 2 Reds games, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to go yard. We will put him in the boost both days. If he doesn't get in game 1, we're putting it again for game 2. Manzardo home run. Write it down. It's happening against Cincinnati.
Alrighty. Well, Caitlin Clark stays in the news cycle as she was,
I'm glad
as
you brought
some
this up.
would say, snubbed from the 2024 Women's Olympic team. Now, Matt, only 4 rookies ever have been part of the Olympic team for the U.S. Women's. Caitlin Clark does not join that list.
Here's the thing. Okay, and I talked a lot about this weekend on ESPN. I don't watch enough WNBA basketball to sit here and try to pontificate and tell you why this was a snub or not, right? I don't want to go Stephen A. Smith level here, by the way. And by the way, did you see that Monica McNutt tried to walk back what she said?
I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
So if anybody didn't see the clip, she nuked Stephen A. Smith. I mean, she detonated
I saw
him
that.
on his own show. She then came back to say that she felt like she was in the wrong, thinking that they had depth to their relationship. If you and I got into a really heated debate and I took a shot at you, you'd sit there and be like, that we have a relationship that has depth to it. So for Monica, which I felt bad, that she felt like she needed to come out and apologize. Like, no, come on, man. So that all aside, I ain't going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you why she should have made it or not. I just put it from this standpoint. I think she is the future of women's basketball, excuse me. She's already the face of women's college basketball. Now she's the face of pro basketball. This is different. But I look at it from this. She is the future. Start the future now. Get it going with her. Let her beat Diana Taurasi, who's been to 6 Olympics. Got to start with 1. That being said, they're going to win this no matter what. They are so insanely stacked. They don't need her on the team. And, bro, she's probably happy she doesn't have to go. She is on E right now. Getting through that college season right now.
What a life-changing year.
And people said, do you really think she's one of the 12 best women basketball players in the United States right now? She's not right now. I'd have put her on there just for the views, and I'm going to say this again, I think she still makes it. She's an alternate, and I think something a little crazy will happen. She's going to make it. All right, we flip over. We made the semi-big announcement last week. We bring in Ken Miles, big play, for the official big announcement. Ken, we have a horse. It's available for our viewers, our listeners. It's out there. We will talk Belmont, a tough one for Seize the Gray. But Ken, you and I had to tiptoe around it last week. Basically, real quick, tell me how fast that this went. Because you were telling me on Thursday, and you sent the email, you thought this might take months. It got done within a week. The horse is now available to everybody.
Yeah. Hi, Matt. Hi, audience out there. Very exciting news. Couldn't be more pleased to say that, yes, Big Play has a horse that we're bringing to the viewers, and we want everybody to have a chance to share in it. I think it had a lot of it had to do with our partner in this, My Racehorse. having so much traction as a result of the exposure that we've gotten that the SEC made us a priority. Maybe Big Play being involved had a little bit of the influence in it as well. But yes, we're completely approved as a security by the Securities and Exchange Commission, meaning we can sell shares in the Big Play horse as if it was a traditional asset. What that means is, again, for anybody who buys a share, and we'll get into the details in a moment, for $60, one-time fee of $60, you'll own a share of this racehorse, meaning you will share in all the dividends, payouts that we get as far as winning. But what we do at My Racehorse, and Big Play has agreed to do this, is we will cover all the expenses. So you will never have any exposure to any of the additional costs that come with owning a racehorse, and we're going to go on an incredible journey together.
Ken, I think that's the coolest part of this. And it just basically to sum it up and to make it easily explainable, which first off, that $60 price point is awesome. Like, I look at it from this standpoint, and especially with Father's Day around the corner, you got somebody who's a giant horse racing fan. You go to myracehorse.com, or even better, follow our new channel, Big Play Horse. And it's got the link right on it. It takes you to Lahina Luck 22. We'll talk about the name in just a little bit. And you can buy a piece of this horse. You know you have a piece of this horse. On the app, which I downloaded this weekend when I got my share, I'm going to get pictures. I'm going to get updates. I'm going to be told when this horse is racing. And for $60, you're in the game, right, Ken? That's it. And then again, there's going to be maybe some events, exclusive events for some owners that they can get to. And you mentioned dividends like you're an actual owner. You really are. You are a part owner of this horse.
Yeah, it's not like you are.
You are
really an owner. And to give it some perspective, when we bought Seize the Gray, we sold micro shares to 2,500 people. And they've actually shared in the ride of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And have gotten to go to events, have gotten to be at watch parties, have gotten to be at Pimlico Downs in the winner's circle, winning the Preakness. Now, you can't accommodate 2,000 people, so we have different lotteries and different ways of making sure everybody gets their chance. Side note, I'm sure Big Play fans and individuals that are part of the Big Play family viewers are going to get their share of opportunities.
I mean, Ken, I thought Ryan and I were talking about this morning. Tell me that when the horse is in the Kentucky Derby night, we're going to have the party of all parties down here, and we're all going to be together as part owners of this horse, just even on that small level, let alone potentially people being able to go to the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. Wayne Lucas is our trainer. Wayne and I have had a number of conversations. He loved the journey that we had with Seize the Gray, and he and I got to be pretty good friends over this process. And so when I told him about what we're doing with Big Play, he loves it because the idea behind My Racehorse, our partner, and what we want to do with this initiative at Big Play is show the fans out there a side of horse racing that they never see. You know, you see the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont, and so many people, and I was one of them for a long time, thought that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much more, and it's an incredible, fascinating world, and we're going to take everybody on that journey.
Tell me about the horse. So again, Lahina Luck 22, because you and I were talking about this. The horse doesn't have a name yet, and we're gonna be involved in naming the horse because it's always just the mom of the horse with the year until you officially name it, and he'll get that name this year or next year.
Yeah, no, probably within the next month or two.
Okay,
we're going to ask the viewers to help us name them.
There you go. Tell me about the horse.
I'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But so the way it works is we've been watching this particular horse for a long time, and in the coming shows, we'll be showing the background and what led to us really wanting this particular horse. His father was a horse by the name of Improbable, who's had a tremendous career himself, $2.8 million in winning. He's one of the top sires. His dad was Seattle Slew. His AP Indy was in the bloodline. And that's what you do. You look for the lineage of these horses.
Right.
And his mother was Lahaina Luck. Now, you mentioned the Lahaina Luck name. When a horse is born, they keep the mother's name for the first year because they never leave the mother's side. In this case, the horse stayed until he was a 2-year-old, And that's when we actually bought him. We bought him a couple of weeks ago. And the way it's just referred to as Lahaina Luck 22.
Mm-hmm.
But in her case, her dad was a very well-known horse who's been a great sire named Uncle Mo. If you've been watching horse racing this past year, Mo Donegal and Nyquist are big horses that he sired. So this horse has a tremendous bloodline. He's got a very big frame. Our buyers will actually come on some of the shows. We did some great interviews last week with them, and they'll tell you what they saw as we've scouted him for 2 years, and we were just hoping we would get him. It's like the NFL draft or any sports team draft. You go to the auction and you bid on the horse, and we were there, and we got him. So right now he is on the farm in Kentucky, getting ready to go. And if all goes according to plan, which we'll start showing videos of him on the farm shortly, he'll be sent up to Wayne Lucas's barn probably this summer, and we could see a debut as early as August or September at the Saratoga meet.
You know, Ken, I downloaded the app. Here's the My Racehorse app, and I had it. And when you sign in and I go right down here to My Horse, and I'm sitting there, My Horses, 1 share, I'm in. Updates, results, events, all the things coming up. So again, if I wanted to sit down and watch the horse when they're coming up, it's so easy to do with the My Racehorse app. Ken Miles joined us, of course, a big play, but we're excited to announce that our horse is officially there. It's available. Easiest thing for everybody. I'm just going to keep saying it again. Go to Big Play Horse on Twitter, on X, and the link is there. I'll retweet it. We've retweeted it from the show already, and you'll get the link. You can buy a share. And Ken, for everybody too, you can buy a share, which I think $60, like, so perfect. And again, I just keep coming back to what a great gift coming up for that horse racing fan in your life.
I want to reiterate, you could buy more.
I was going to say, you can buy as many as you want, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So again, it's going to be a lot of fun. And as Matt's been saying, we want everybody to see what it's like really from where that horse is today all the way to getting to the racetrack, because there's so much the horse has to learn about. Just how to handle himself walking and riding with a jockey on his back, and how to listen to commands, and then how to handle himself with other horses. And then actually we'll see his speed workouts, and we'll see him building up ready to race and go through the starting gate. And you have to be certified. And there's so much to this, so that by the time you get to that first race, I'm telling you, you are emotionally vested, and I can't tell you how much fun this is going to be.
And especially with us, doing the shows, like, I can't wait to hear Josh and Greg and Maria and everybody, we're all going to have a lot of fun on this journey. It's just a way for you to get involved, but it's even just for you to get involved with us. You're a Big Play. We love being able to do things for our viewers, for our fans out there. And this is a way that we can all come together. It's $60 to be involved in the horse. And Ken, I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. This is not like, you guys spare no expense. This is a horse that you are like, it's not going to be somebody just trotting out there that's going to lose. Like, you guys picked an amazing horse. You're going all the way in on this. And we hope, I can't say it for a guarantee because you never know what happens, but like, this is legitimate hope that you will see this horse competing for Triple Crown races, right?
Yeah. Now, again, I want to caution, horse racing is a very speculative business, and one twist of an ankle on one of the greatest horses in the world, and everything changes. But as I just mentioned, the bloodlines are there. I won't get into the figures, but I can guarantee it was very high 6 figures for the purchase of this horse. We are with one of the top trainers in the world, and certainly one of the hottest right now in Wayne Lucas. We will be housed at Churchill Downs. So we're with some of the top horses to begin with. We will be looking to get into some of the top races in the late summer and fall. And again, we've talked about this in the past. For the Kentucky Derby Trail, Preakness and Belmont, those are only for 3-year-olds. So your top 2-year-olds which were by just default, because of who we are considered one of the top 2-year-olds right now. And you get in some of these top races, you do well, and you vault up. And there's nothing more exciting than being on the Kentucky Derby Trail, heading through the holidays in the early part of next year, trying to make it to the top 20 horses that first week in May in Kentucky.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Ken, I know it was a great ride with Seize the Gray. We were all watching the race, and I saw him there, and I was like, oh, Somebody just down the stretch didn't quite have it. Just how much fun was it to be at the Belmont? You guys obviously won the Preakness, and just how great this has been with Seize the Gray.
Yeah, so I can't stress. I mean, the emotions are through the roof, and the key was to get a good start in the Belmont, which we did, much like the Preakness. Jamie Torres, our jockey, had him in perfect position, and then when we saw him leading, Dornock, who he had already beaten as a 2-year-old, was right on his tail. But we felt really good. We were worried about some of the other horses in the race, not so much about Dornock, which proved he was really worthy. And then we came down the home stretch, and Seize the Gray just ran out of gas. He had run, I think it was about 5 races in 90 days, which is a lot. Wayne Lucas is an aggressive trainer, and there's no question he felt the horse could handle it. But we're going to give him a nice, well-deserved rest. But this is horse racing, and this is what our viewers are going to get a chance to experience. And, you'd said something before. Yeah, we're going to be in big-time races, but you get just as much thrill running at Saratoga when it's your horse that you can get in some of these bigger races. I want to reiterate, you're not going to see our horse at the county fair,
right,
or anything like that.
Yes,
you're going to be able to watch
him
him on TV right from the start.
Yeah, and I think now with the evolution of some of the other apps and some of the things, you can watch live horse racing all of the time. So I just picture that if you get the notification, hey, we're up here in an hour, and you pop on and you watch it, and it's just that level of excitement to watch something. And I think, Ken, I just, as I'm telling people about this, I was talking to my dad about it yesterday, and I was like, this is almost like a little version, and there's more stake in the game of you now have found your team, right? Like, and it's even more an investment. It's not just that we root for the Guardians or the Browns or the Cavs, or like, it's not just your fantasy football team. Like, you're going to watch this grow over, you're going to watch this horse for the next year and a half, 2 years to see where they can get. And you get involved for $60. And then again, there's always risk of loss, but there's potential dividends if the horse wins these races and things like that. I mean, for $60 for that level of entertainment, and especially if there's somebody that is into horse racing, this is an amazing opportunity. It really is.
So Matt, let me take it a little further. You could actually be a racehorse for 10 years.
Yeah.
Now, if you're good, like the level of Seize the Gray, he'll run a few more races this year. And then I think we would probably decide it's time to turn him into a stallion, and only 3%, I think, of thoroughbreds become stallions. But let's just say that our big play horse was to go down that path. Now you're sharing in stallion revenue, and you're going to watch the babies.
Okay. Wow.
You're going to watch the babies of your horse for the next 10 years. And as your grandchildren and great grandchildren, so to speak, have success, that raises your stallion fees. Put it in perspective. Authentic was a horse that we had micro shares of in 2020. He won some big races, became horse of the year. He is making about in the neighborhood of $32 to $38 million a year in stallion fees, and they're going up because his first set of progeny are very successful. His stallion fee first year was $75,000 a baby. He did 220. Put it in perspective. His dad, who's had an incredible run, his stallion fee is $250,000 a baby, and he does about 200 a year. So, again, being a micro shareholder of something along those lines could be fantastic. It's a very rare situation, but yet again, for $60, you're getting quite a.
You're right. I'm thinking so on like the micro level of like, oh, just racing. Like, no, you're in on this horse forever.
Yeah,
so as long as it goes, man, I didn't even think about that.
Last thing I'll say is, because we get asked this a lot, is, well, what happens when the horse's career is over, racing or being a stallion? When my wife and I got involved in horse racing 3 or 4 years ago with my racehorse, the biggest thing we were concerned about was the aftercare, or the care that happens to a horse that gets injured. And we won't go into it now, but in future shows, we'll show you the aftercare programs and the equine hospitals that take care of these horses. They're treated like kings. And then they go on to live very happy lives. We won't let anything happen to them where they don't. And they could go on and live for 30, 31 years. So It's incredible.
It is. Ken, really appreciate it. We're super excited about this. This will not be far from the last time that we mentioned it. The final thing I wanted you to bring up to tell everybody, right now we're in a window that this is mostly for big play people, right? Like, we want to have this window open. It's a limited time. Now, eventually it'll be open to everybody. And I was looking at it this morning. There's a lot of shares that have been bought up already, but there's still plenty available. But for this little time right now, this is for mostly us here at Big Play to get our fans, our viewers in on the availability for the horse, right?
Yeah. A couple things. Now, technically, anybody could go to the app right now and see that horse, but it's not being actively marketed.
Okay.
By My Racehorse. And that's to give the Big Play family and viewers an opportunity to get in on it. And again, we encourage your friends to do it, because the more people that come on through Big Play, it will just give us more of an opportunity of getting to some of those events with our audience. One other thing, too, about the naming, because you can go online and type in the name Improbable or the name Lahaina Luck. Just Google it and look for Aquabase or one of those, and you can see the history of who their fathers and mothers were, and grandfathers and great-grandfathers. And what you try and do when you name a horse is carry the lineage of the name down. Now,
I think I got one, Ken. I got one. Improbable Luck.
Improbable Luck. There you go.
Write that down for the first one.
That's a sweet name.
Is that not again, I think because we want everybody to get involved in this, but I was getting ready and I was looking, I was like, it was Dad's Improbable, Lahaina Luck. What about Improbable Luck? So we're getting a lot. We're going to have a lot of options out there, but I'll throw my hat in the ring with Improbable Luck.
Now, before everybody gets too excited about any one name, there are so many horses out there.
I was going to say, we can't name it the same horse.
That name
right?
could be taken. You've got to look to see if it's taken. But that's great. We're going to look for. I really like that name. I was trying to think of something with Big Play in it.
We were discussing that too. Of I don't want to say we could just name the Big Play. There's got to be a database, right, that you can search horse names.
I can't remember what it is. I'm sure you could find it.
I'll find it. Yeah.
You can find it, and typically. The ideal name has 3 syllables.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I just Googled this on something. I don't know if I see it. I don't know if I see Improbable Luck. Huh? All right. Well, I'm just going to throw that in the hat in the ring to see how it goes.
But that's the fun of it. So
it's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll get a chance to see our name, and it'll get registered. And when you actually look at the official papers of this horse in the horse database registry, it says My Racehorse in Big Play. So
there you go.
Make no mistake, it's all us.
I love it. Ken, this is so great. I'm so excited to be a part of it. I got my share this weekend. Everybody else get in. Again, just follow Twitter. Go to Big Play Horse. It's going to be the updates. It's going to be the link. You can be a part of it. Ken, fantastic run for Seize the Gray. I know we got more races coming up. We'll be involved. Really appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, thanks.
There he goes, Ken Miles. Dude, I did not even think about life beyond racing. Like, you're in on this horse. Like, you own that horse. And I want to make this clear to everybody, even from a legal standpoint, but sir, there's a risk of loss. I put $60 down this weekend to get involved with Lahaina Luck's baby, the horse that we own, right? I could lose that $60. I could not get $1 back. But if it wins these races, it gets to the stud fee. I'm not saying you could retire on this, but I'm going to assume maybe I'm going to make my money back. There's a chance I don't, and that's fine. But for $60 to jump on this ride, and especially if you know somebody that likes horse racing, tell them about this and get going. I think this is pretty freaking cool, man.
I've spent $60 on a lot of things that
you spent $60 on a lot of stupid things. A lot stupider things.
Me zero.
Yeah. So there you go. There's an opportunity for it. Big Play Horse is the easiest thing to do. Go to Big Play Horse on Twitter. We'll retweet a lot of the stuff, and you can check it out. I'm going to hit the retweet on it right now as well. All right, Ryan, we got a lot to get to. Do you want to run through the grid? Then is there anything you wanted to wrap up with the morning update?
No.
All right, let's do grid, time hop, bracket. Let's go. Immaculate Grid.
Oh, no break.
No.
Oh.
We're already 34. Do you want to go to break?
No, we're fine.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it right now, the grid. So I've been practicing the grid on the weekends just to kind of putz around. And I've been feeling pretty good. Now, this begins a week anew, Ryan. If we go the week and knock it out of the park, we will have a giveaway at the end of the week for everybody. We'll let it run the weekend. So you're in this involved as much as we are. We get it done. We get a winner. We're done. We're off to the races, if you will. That'd be something if we try to do Immaculate Grid horses. That'd be a tough thing about dads and moms. Let's get to it. Let's go.
All right, Hall of Fame. I mean, we could do
Kellen Winslow, senior.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's one of the best tight ends of all time. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Peyton Manning.
Sure.
Oh, is he in yet? Yeah. Right?
Pretty sure.
Let's just go.
I know Marvin Harrison is, so.
Yeah, and he didn't play for the Jets or Bills.
No, I don't think so. Right? You'd give us the pass on that because, like, okay, all right, we're good. And then again, you can't go Brady because he's not in yet. Didn't Ty Law just make it?
Randy Moss.
Oh yeah, I do that. That's fine. Yeah.
He didn't play for the Jets or Bills, right?
I don't believe so. All right, buddy.
I just get too mixed up.
We get amped up. We try to run through some of the quarterbacks. Anything screaming to us. Bills, Colts.
Wait.
What were you initially thinking?
Naeem Hines. Actually, I don't know if he played for the Bills.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I thought so too.
Yes, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Yes. I wanted to say Cole Beasley for the Bills and the Patriots, but never played for the Patriots.
All right, Bills Chargers.
Bills Chargers. Oh my God. No.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yes, that's a good pull. Yes. I knew there was somebody speaking to me there.
All right,
I didn't
Bills
know.
Patriots.
Bills Patriots. In division, so that's always a little tough. Stephon Gilmore? Did he play for the Patriots?
Oh, 100%. That's when.
Oh, then I know 100% that he played for the Bills. I think he got drafted.
He was the best on the Patriots.
Stephon Gilmore is the answer then there. 100%. All right, Jets.
Go through quarterbacks.
Well, I wanted to go Mike Williams, but he doesn't count yet because he hasn't played a game for the Jets yet. Quarterbacks. Well, Fitzpatrick, does he not work for one of those? You think at this point I would have Fitzpatrick down for one of those, or you think I would know his career history by now? Yeah, Bill. Oh no, we don't need the Bills. Wait, we need the Chargers, the Colts, or the Patriots. By God, he didn't play for any of those. All right, take him off the list. Braylon Edwards. Darrell Revis.
Did he play for the Patriots?
I feel like he did.
I thought he did.
I think he did too. I like that. I think that's a good one. Yep. Pretty sure. Darrell, I believe.
No.
Oh.
I don't know how to spell Darrell.
Darrell.
The one R?
I'm sorry, it's two R's. Darrelle. Darrell Revis.
Right?
Yeah. I think, yeah. I think. Okay. All right. There's always that little pressure when you click it. Running backs. Le'Veon Bell. He never found his way to any of those other two spots. Curtis Martin. Wait. Oh man. See, again, I feel like I'm losing the game here because I keep Googling. Yeah. I feel like Curtis Martin did go somewhere else, but I don't know. Edgerrin James never went to the Jets. Did LaDainian Tomlinson?
Peep this pool.
Oh, go.
Peep this pool.
Go.
Jets, Colts. Josh Cribbs.
Oh, Ryan! Yes! Nice!
0.8%.
Nice!
0.8%.
Happy birthday to Josh from the weekend, by the way.
What a pull.
Hell yeah, man. Let's go.
That was a crazy
All
pull.
right.
That was
All
crazy.
right.
All right, Jets, Chargers.
Okay, Jets, Chargers. Antonio.
I got to take a picture of that. And send it
Yeah,
to
oh no,
Josh.
for sure. Screenshot it. Yeah. So definitely send that to him. Well done. All right, Jets, Chargers. See, does Tyrod Taylor not work there too? But we already used him, so let's set it aside. Sam Darnold, no. Phillip Rivers, no. Mark Sanchez, no. Check YouTube. I feel like we're down in the nitty gritty now, so I feel like we might have something there on YouTube.
All right.
Comment. Last thing we need here. Last thing we need.
Jets,
Chargers. Jets, Chargers. Jets, Chargers.
LT.
I thought LaDainian Tomlinson.
for
I was
Jets?
pretty sure. Yeah. I thought LaDainian Tomlinson. I did. Yes. Who tweeted that? Or sent that in?
Angela.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you,
They
man.
also said Sean Merriman for some. He's a Curtis
Okay,
Martin is Jets bad.
yep. Yeah, what Curtis Martin was somewhere else too. LaDainian Tomlinson 100% works there. Yep, he does. Yep.
What a good start.
Yeah, that's how we start the week off, yeah.
Yeah, I did not spell LaDainian right.
I thought Curtis Martin worked for the Patriots and the Jets. He did.
There we go.
There we go.
Is there
Hold
any-
on, I just want to see most popular. Let's just do most popular real quick.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yep.
LT.
Yep.
Dan Fouts.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Wait, who did we put for the
Kellen Winslow Sr.
Naeem Hines.
Yep.
Frank Gore.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Danny Moss. Darrell Revis. Drew Bledsoe for Bills Patriots.
We got to remember that one. That's another good one, too. Great stuff. All right, that's one day down. We knock this week out, and we'll do a little giveaway at the end of the at the end of the week. I like it very much.
Are we jumping
Yep,
right
jump right into timeout. Let's go. All right, as always, if you're new to the show, first off, welcome. We appreciate you. Drop a follow at Matt Fontana Show, Twitter, YouTube, subscribe, Twitch, and also follow us on Instagram. So we go back. I'll tell you what happened this day in history. The 10th of June is the date. Dude, we're already almost to mid-June, man. Is this not? Time freaking flies, man. But here we are. And I'll tell you what happened, including some birthdays and a couple of movies. Now, oh, my God. Is that not so weird how things work? It's Dan Fouts' birthday today.
I don't even know who that is.
The guy that was supposed to be there. Yeah, I know. It's quarterback. Most people know him as a broadcaster, but it's Dan Fouts' birthday today. All right, other things leading up to that. Do you remember when Odell Beckham had that Rolls Royce that was all browns out and that kind of stuff? The price tag was revealed this day, 2019, $350,000. Now, I hope I get to my point in my life when Lahina Luck goes off crazy and big plays booming, then I could buy a $350,000 car. Bro, I can't even imagine. I just paid $35,000 for a car, and it's the world I live in.
Yeah.
$350. What did he do with that car? You got to get rid of that thing, right?
Did
you don't
see
want
the dude
that.
who has that new Cybertruck Browns thing?
Who's got that?
Some fan.
Oh, the Cybertruck. Yeah, whatever. I'm not some political person. I don't watch trend. Is this EV thing not going to just start going downhill?
Oh no,
the
it's going to be hydrogen.
Oh, hydrogen is a thing now?
And if they wanted to, they could already have it. But the thing is, if you come out with plans to produce hydrogen-powered things, the government will
But
kill
isn't that
you.
going to blow up?
No, the government will kill you.
Why?
Because it saves energy, and then they can't go invade countries as means for war.
Well, I follow some of those things too about all these,
Dude, it's
the cobalt and all the other stuff that they need for this stuff.
Right now, you could have machines that could self-sustain villages in Africa, but they won't let you do it because they'll kill you because then they can't take money from people.
I didn't say that, but
it's fact.
The EV thing.
The next thing will be hydrogen.
Well,
powered.
that's watching how fast
EV isn't sustainable. The batteries. It's
no,
just
well,
dump
that's
waste.
my whole thing. It's not.
It's a facade.
It's not. And then, do you want to know the biggest thing for me? This is a little underreported. People, and we should probably get Padone in here. He has a Tesla. People that start getting an EV, they drive around. All of a sudden, in a month, they start complaining of headaches and migraines. Then I go, "You're driving around in a battery, man." I get worried about all the electricity in today's world anyway. We got phones, radiation, all that other bullcrap. I'm gonna go get in a battery and drive around for whatever. I'm out on EV, and I really hope that our government comes to a semblance of a mind to go, we're not going to force American people to do anything, right? That EV thing is supposed to be coming in 2030 and 2035. They want all of them. That's not happening. Anyhow, I am not buying an EV car. I'm just not doing it. And you're right. like that clip. Do you ever see that clip of that senator that just completely eviscerates that guy from the EPA? He goes, "Do you know how much energy is needed?" And the guy goes, "Not really." And he goes, "I'll tell you." And he goes, "People don't understand the load. Like, we can't have enough electricity for people where we're at now."
No. Hydrogen's the future.
I'll listen
Mark
to
my
that.
words, 10 years.
And I'm sure that, again, as the meteoric rise that are, as a human, as a species, how fast we have gone in the past, just in my lifetime, in 30 years, we went from nobody having cell phones to all that. Like, imagine what the next 10 years is going to be like. It's scary.
We live in a simulation.
But also, they'll figure something out. But I just want to drive my car. Here's the thing. I am all for that. We need to save our, planet, and there's scary things going on. But we all started talking about Rolls-Royce. $350,000. What do you think he did with that? You can't keep it. Do you want to stare at it? Who's going to buy it?
People.
What's a Browns-themed Rolls-Royce? If you could buy, you won the lottery, you're buying a luxury vehicle. What are you buying? A Rolls, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari,
a
Bugatti. I see some of those BMW. Like, actually, you want to know what some of the cars that, like, Tony Stark drives, like the Audis, like the really, really tricked up Audis. Probably go with one of those. But how you gonna deny a Lambo? How you gonna deny a Ferrari? That's where it's at. All right, Ryan. This day 2016, Warriors beat the Cavs 108-97. They take a 3-1 series lead.
What'd you say Clay said?
What? The LeBron with the headphones on, just sitting there. And at that point, teams down 3-1 were 0-32 in NBA history. Now 1-32. Take that. You want the box score from that day?
From Game 7?
No. From this day when they went down. NBA Finals. All right, so obviously this was Game 5. Or excuse me, Game 4. Game 4. Warriors 112-97. Or wait a minute. Why am I thrown off here? Oh, the Cavs won Game 5, 112-97. Moron. All right, here we are. Game 4. Me, not you. Me. 108-97. Their leading scorer was Steph, who had 38. Klay Thompson had 25. Harrison Barnes had 14. Draymond had 9. Andre Iguodala had 10. For the Cavs, LeBron... Let me scroll down here. LeBron had 25. Kyrie had 34. Richard Jefferson got the start over Kevin Love and only put up 3 points. 3-1. Ended up coming back on it. There it is, this day 2016. This day 2007, the final episode of The Sopranos aired. So the ultimate question is, who got whacked? Tony or the audience? I think the audience got whacked.
I haven't seen it. So.
Oh, I've only seen clips of The Sopranos, and one of them is the final scene, which everybody got angry about. This day, 1966, Indians pitcher Sonny Siebert threw a no-hitter and beat the Washington Senators 2-0. This day, 1959, Rocky Colavito hit 4 straight home runs against the Orioles. Indians got the win 11-8. We go back to 1944. Joe Nuxel made his major league debut and pitched 2/3 of a scoreless inning for the Reds. Why am I bringing him up? He made his major league debut at the age of 15. 15 years old, made his major league debut. Now I know, like, Bob Feller was like 17. Imagine 15 years old, worrying about getting your temps, trying to get your learner's permit, and he's out there pitching in Major League Baseball this day, 1944. This day, 1933, John Dillinger robbed his first bank in Carlisle, Ohio.
I remember that.
He robbed $10,600. You've seen Public Enemies? Good movie.
No,
Johnny Depp plays John Dillinger. Pretty good flick there. This day, 1793, the first ever public zoo opened in Paris. What's your favorite exhibit or animal to go see at the zoo?
That's a good question.
Probably the polar bear. Like, if you go to Cleveland
bears.
Zoo.
I was going to say bears in general.
Bears, or like that seal exhibit, which I think it's so ironic that they put the seals right next to the polar bears, but it's got to be all cold.
The cats. Like the
the cats, the tigers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Good times on that. This day, 1752, Ben Franklin did his Key in the Lightning Storm thing with the kite. Took some balls. Hey, I got an idea.
Who knows how that actually went down?
What do you mean? You don't think he wrote it down? You don't think he was like, hey, this is what I did this day 1752?
I wasn't there.
I know. You weren't there for the Salem witch trials, were you?
I don't think so. It could have been another life.
It could have been another life. 1692, Bridget Bishop was hung for the first of the Salem witch trials. Standing up there going, I'm a witch. The thing is, they used to always say, I mean, again, how crazy it was back then. They would drown them, and if they died, then they knew they were human. Hey, she wasn't a witch, but hey, found out she wasn't a witch. Very happy birthday goes out to Dan Fouts, who we mentioned earlier. Tara Lipinski, Judy Garland, Kate Upton, Elizabeth Hurley, and Bill Burr all celebrating birthdays today. All right, 3 movies for you. 2 of these I don't really even know how to describe, but we'll try it here. We'll go back to a film this day, 2005, an action comedy film starring 2 very notable actors, or notable actress and actors, who play a bored upper middle class married couple who are each surprised to learn they both live a second life as assassins.
Is that Mr. and Mrs.
That is
Smith?
correct. Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, were they married at that time? By the way, did you see Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are getting divorced?
Yeah.
Probably could have seen that coming, but it is what it is. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, this day, 2005. Next up, a film that came out this day, 1994. I like this movie. It's a great movie. I've seen it many times. I'm just trying to think the way to describe it. A bomber on a revenge tour takes over a public mode of transportation.
Speed.
That is correct. You nailed that. Good, dude. Dennis Hopper in any villain role, good. Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels. Dude, when they kill Jeff Daniels' character, sad part. But you get a young Sandra Bullock in that movie, too. Well done. Speed, this day, 1994. All right, final one. We go back to a movie in 1983. This movie debuted this day, 1983. This is a movie in one of the longest running movie series in history.
83.
Many incarnations and many different actors play this, not title character, but he's a character in all of these movies. Any guess on the character in the long-running series?
I just thought like Doctor Who when you said that.
Doctor Who? No, I don't know. What?
You don't know who Doctor Who is?
No.
You don't know who Doctor Who is?
No. Who is that?
You live in a barn?
What do you mean? Who is Doctor Who?
How have you never heard of Doctor Who?
The British television series?
Dude, how have you never heard of
Never heard of it.
You're insane.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, 26 seasons of... That's not it. This is a movie. I would say... Oh, my God. A spy film.
Spy film? James Bond?
James Bond.
Is that the one with Sean Connery?
No, this is actually Roger Moore. In this movie, Bond is assigned the task of following a megalomaniacal Soviet general who's stealing jewelry and art objects from the Kremlin art repository. This leads Bond to a wealthy, exiled Afghan prince and his associate, and the discovery of a plot to force disarmament in Western Europe with the use of a nuclear weapon. Any idea?
Is that Goldfinger?
No. Good guess, though, but no. Octopussy.
Octopussy?
Yeah, because the associate of the Afghan prince, played by Maude Adams...
It's called James Bond Octopussy.
No, it's just called Octopussy. That's what it's called. It came from Ian Fleming's short story, The Octopussy and the Living Daylights. That's it. So, of all the James Bond movies that I've seen, almost none of them. That's one of them.
All right.
This day, 1983. All right, time for the bracket. We got to get to our winner first from last week. Best cereal...
I don't really agree with this.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is fine. I voted Lucky Charms.
So
I think you did too. We would have taken Lucky Charms on that. But Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I think rightly so. It's a big favorite. It's like a #1 seed. It takes it down. Can't be that upset about it. Now, this week, we are going to do your favorite director of all time. We got, I think it was something about Time Hop. Something came up about it, and that's where it is. So we are going to do your favorite director of all time. And again, there's there's a lot of name recognition in this. There's a lot of movie people that I know but this is going to be a far and wide and expansive thing.
Yeah.
So you imagine it's going to have, Stanley Kubrick is going to be in this. You think Francis Ford Coppola. You think Alfred Hitchcock. But then you really like Christopher Nolan and some of the new guys and all that. Like, for my money, no joke, I'm putting John Carpenter in this list.
It's fine.
I'm putting John Carpenter on this list. Not even just because of Halloween, but Escape from New York, The Thing, and so he's going to make it for me. He went, how about this run in the late 70s? He went Halloween in 78, then The Fog in 80, Escape from New York in 81, into The Thing in 1982. Christine, Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from L.A., which was the follow-up there to Escape from New York. Like, I have to put John Carpenter on this list.
Zack Snyder?
If you want to put him on here, sure. I love 300.
No.
Todd Phillips. What movie was I just watching with? Oh, you know, like, I know he did like Old School and stuff, but he also did Road Trip. You ever see Road Trip? It's bad. It's a horrible movie. But he always does cameos in his movies. So like 300, yeah, if you want to do the Batman stuff, Zack Snyder. If you want to put him in, you get one to put in.
Matt Reeves.
I like Matt Reeves. I don't know if he's got quite the
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's got quite the resume, so to speak. But again, you can put in whoever you want. So I'll send that out. The best director, however you want to do. The Russo brothers, Cleveland's own, any of that, throw it in there. We'll have 16. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, great stuff tonight. Do not forget, Big Play Cleveland show tonight. Jensen Lewis, is Quan on tonight?
Yes.
Stephen Quan got a T-shirt from us. So he'll be on tonight. Big Play Cleveland show. Hanford Dixon tonight. Of course, Blake and Greg Williams. All tonight here on the Big Play channels. Across the board. Check it out tonight. Follow Big Play. And again, I'm going to say it every day. Go follow Big Play Horse on Twitter. Buy your share. Get in with Lahina Luck and My Racehorse app. Download that. Easy to use. And I'm a part owner. I'm a part owner of that horse. Excited for that. Appreciate everybody joining us. I think in the next couple days, we're going to have Cavs head coach. Maybe by tomorrow's show. I don't know. But we'll find out. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontaine. As always, take it easy.